everyone. We're here with the podcast. We're gonna be talking about our killers today. And first to talk about her killer is Kendall.
Hi, I'm Kendall. If you don't know me, that's sad. Okay. So, I'm gonna start my timer so I know where I'm at. Anyway, so basically, my serial killer's name is Robert Hansen.
Okay.
And so he's an American serial killer who killed his victims. I'm just gonna give you a little backstory, a little introduction. So he killed his victims from 1971 to 1983. That's a long time.
And he didn't even get caught.
Well, he did.
Entire time.
But no, for 10 years, yeah. No, he was just like murdering, just knocking them out. Yeah.
Oh.
So he's nicknamed the Butcher Baker. And we'll get to why he's nicknamed that. But he also killed 17 women. So I'm gonna start this story off by taking her back to freshman year. Do you remember freshman year when we read, in Miss Bruno class, we read The Most Dangerous Game?
Yes. With the where he sent them out into a field and they all had to hide from him.
Into the woods, and he would hunt them.
Yeah.
So this is what this guy basically did.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Yeah. He really took hunting seriously. So
Yeah.
that's a little awkward.
Took it a little too far, I guess.
Okay, so we're gonna go over his little early life of Robert Hansen. So he was born in Estherville, Iowa in 1939.
Where even is that?
I could not tell you. I feel like that's what it'd be like if someone was a serial killer in Andale, Kansas. Where's Andale? Who is that?
But you could point it flat out on the state.
Yeah, because we live there.
True. I guess. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
People from Estherville, Iowa are irrelevant apparently. So he's the oldest of 3 children. So he was really set a great example.
Yeah.
And he moved
Do you know the siblings? Are they crazy? Or are they normal?
No, it doesn't talk about the siblings. But I think one of them got really embarrassed and changed his name, which I would too.
I would too. Completely.
Kinda
I would probably change my social security
I
number.
would probably move to Jamaica, honestly.
Yeah. I would not. I would not be here. I would not be in Estherville, Iowa anymore. I would be far away. Okay.
Estherville, Iowa is just yeah.
No man's land.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of no hate on towns in Kansas, but what's a town in Kansas that is just really irrelevant? Cheney?
No, I would say maybe Eudora. I feel like I don't hear much about Eudora.
I don't even know where that is.
Exactly.
Sedan.
Sedan, but that's in Oklahoma, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's Sedan, Kansas.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. Back to this. So
yeah, because I didn't go. No, because we went out of the state, remember?
No, but we went back in the state.
Okay, guys, for this next part, I'm going to skip over it because nobody cares about what we think or what we say.
It's literally irrelevant.
Okay.
Yay.
Yay. And that's it.
Yay!
Yay.
Okay, back to Robert, this lovely man. Okay, so he moved to California for a few years because they Estherville, Iowa just isn't it. And then they were in California for 2 years. And they were actually, never mind. Let's move to Pocahontas, Iowa.
Pocahontas?
Yeah, that's what it's called. So really? They had a thing for no man's land.
Yeah.
So his father, when they went back to Pocahontas, his father was this great baker. So they're let's open a bakery. So he opens a bakery, and Hansen was yeah, I'm gonna start working there. So Hansen starts working at this bakery.
Do you know if it's still open? Sorry.
Well, they're all dead.
Oh.
Because this isn't 1970.
Okay, perfect.
But, I mean, yeah. So this hints where the name Butcher Baker comes in. Because he was a baker and he worked at a bakery. Yeah. Okay. So this poor kid, which is Robert Hansen as a child, he was very, very, very shy. Very shy. I can't even... They described it as didn't know how to speak.
Robert Hansen.
The serial killer.
So shy people are serial killers?
No. Because, no, we can't start that rumor.
It's a connection.
Yeah. So he was like very greatly bullied as a child, and like nobody liked him. And like,
So that's why he was quiet, 'cause he was bullied.
yeah, I guess. But he also lived in Pocahontas, Iowa, so like,
I mean, like, what can they say bad about him? They all lived in the same.
exactly. But he was also very small. He was a small dude. He had really bad acne and acne scars, and he also.
How tall was he?
Actually, I mean, let me look it up. But he also had a stutter, so he was like stuttering. He was small, couldn't talk.
Did I spell it right?
So yeah. That's
Bruh.
not the right Robert
That's
Hansen.
Bob Hansen.
That's probably-
Robert Hansen is 5'11".
That's also not the right Hansen. That's the attorney.
How do I spell Hansen?
Maybe it just meant that he was skinny.
I think you're a liar. How do I spell Hansen?
Hansen. Okay, but this is talking about. I'm talking about when he was a kid, so maybe he grew.
Killer.
Why do you have to fact check me?
No, I'm not fact checking you. Oh. How tall was he? They didn't even tell me.
Oh, nobody knows.
So I guess he was short,
He was
but
short and
it
small.
says that he was 5'11", so boys out there that are 5'11", Kittle thinks you're short.
It's not true. I'm talking about him when he's like 12, guys. Come on. Okay, anyway. So his father was crazy. But not like, actually, he did beat the crap out of him, but not like, I'm gonna steal all your money and kidnap your mom crazy.
Oh, okay.
But like, very overbearing crazy. Like, you can't do anything. You can only make this bread right here.
Okay.
Yeah. So his father was also like an amazing hunter. Like, absolutely crazy good. Jeez, I really need to start talking faster.
Yeah.
He's like an amazing hunter. He's a really good hunter. And so him and his son, Robert Hansen, like became very good at hunting. And his best thing that he was good at was archery, which is a red flag. All right?
It's a red flag.
It's a red flag. Looking back at his story, it's a red flag. So a few years go by, he works at this family bakery, he graduates from high school, and he's like, I'm ready to get the heck out of this town, right? Pocahontas, Iowa is not for me. So he enlists in the army. Because, And I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is around the time of Vietnam. And I think he served in Vietnam War.
Target practice.
Yeah. It was just... serial killer murder. Anyway, so he serves in the army for like 1 year, and then they're like, nah, you ain't it. So he gets discharged, and then he's like, I'm gonna go back to Iowa, like, really can't get away from that town. So he becomes a drill instructor, and then does that for a while, and then he gets married in 1960. He finds a lovely, loving wife who, yeah.
What's her name?
They didn't say because there's been so many.
So many wives?
Yeah, he had 2.
Okay, keep going.
Okay, so his first crimes. So he gets arrested in 1960 for burning down a school building as revenge to the high school kids who bullied him. He was like, yeah, I really hate you, so I'm gonna commit arson.
Oh.
Which is like another red flag. This girl, his wife better been like, girl, I'm out. Like,
But believable.
divorce.
Okay.
Yeah. So then he gets diagnosed with depression and schizophrenia while in jail. And if you don't know about schizophrenia, that's a whole other story. But basically, it's a mental diagnosis.
Schizophrenia runs in my family. Did you know that?
Are you gonna be a serial killer?
I'd look
Are
out.
you Robert Hansen?
I'd look out for me.
Okay.
I'm reincarnated.
So he goes to jail, and his wife's like, yeah, we're done. So they get divorced. And then in 1963, he gets married again after he gets out of jail. Like, this girl's just been waiting for him. She's like, proposing him on the prison steps. Like, that actually didn't happen, but they're just waiting. And then he's like, yeah, we're gonna have 2 kids. So they have 2 kids. And then he moves moves everybody to Anchorage, Alaska in 1967. These towns that he picks, like why not go to Los Angeles? Why are we going to Anchorage, Alaska?
Because I would go to Anchorage, Alaska.
Are
That-
you? You're just convinced that you're Robert Hansen.
No, I think it would actually be fun. Like,
Okay.
it sounds fun, right?
It's like cold, isn't it?
Like, Alaska, yeah,
Okay.
probably.
So then he sets a bunch of like crazy hunting records, and he's like really good at it, and his neighbors love him. So he's like this Bessie guy in Anchorage.
How many notes do you have on this man?
A lot. So now this man, just like lives in Anchorage, Alaska, starts all these hunting records, and in 1972, he's like, dang, I'm gonna start murdering people. And nobody really knows like why he started killing. Like it was never like confirmed in any interviews, but like they think it's because he was bullied as a kid and he like never like got the attention from women that he really wanted. But like he got married twice, so I don't know. But so he began to kill sex workers, and he would like lure them into his car in Anchorage, Alaska, and then hold them at gunpoint and be like, "Come on with me."
So it was like Pretty Woman, but like not because he was a serial killer.
But he was also really ugly. Like it's not like Ted Bundy where he's like hot and they're like, "Oh my god, let's go home." Like no, he's like, "I know you won't get in this car willingly with me, so here's a gun. Get in my car."
Was he ugly?
I mean,
We're gonna fact check everything that you say.
I mean, he's also old, so I don't know if he's attractive.
I mean, he's not bad looking.
Emma, you are like not helping your case here.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, so after he'd like get him into his house, he'd rape them, and then he would fly them to a specific area in Anchorage, Alaska,
He looks like a
in his
smoker.
plane.
He looks like a smoker.
Maybe
if
that was
you
ugly
see-
back in the day.
If you see his face, like it
It's
kind of
also
looks
not
wrinkled.
Probably because he was a serial killer.
But you see that? It's like wrinkled.
They didn't have a good skincare routine.
Okay, keep going.
Anyway, so then he would fly them to a specific area in Anchorage, and he would literally just like open the plane doors and be like, "Okay, run away," and they would run in the woods, and he would hunt them down like animals.
That's scary.
And then he would either shoot them or stab them.
What would you do if you were put in that position? I'd probably just run the other way. I'd run out of the forest.
But like it's like that's like bringing a sword to a gunfight. Like, are you gonna outrun a bullet?
Maybe. Actually, no. He was a good archer, wasn't he?
Archer?
You said that.
Yes, but I just feel like that's not the word, but I know it is.
He is an archer.
Archery. He's good at archery. Okay. Anyway, so he continues to
He's an
just.
archerist. Okay, you got 3 minutes.
I'm gonna go over time. Okay.
No, don't go over time.
So
Go.
He continues to just like keep doing this for the next 17 to 25 victims. So we'll get into why that's like a weird number, but yeah. So his very last victim that he kidnapped was Cindy Paulson, and she was 17 years old. So like we're 18.
What's that?
So like imagine being 17 years old. Can you stop fact checking me, please? Like I really don't appreciate it.
Cindy Paulson.
So she saw a chance to escape, and she's like, "I'm gonna run." So he was getting this plane ready to take her to Anchorage, Alaska, and set her free in the woods and hunt her like an animal. And she just like darted. She's like, "Peace out." And she's smart. She's a smart girl. She left her shoes in the front of like the car. So when the police found his car, they're like, "Yeah, she was here." No.
This is the queen we're all talking about.
Yeah, Cindy. Cindy
She
girl.
looks like she just got arrested, but she didn't.
Yeah, she's a sex
She's
worker.
just. Oh.
When she was 17. So like I don't really know how she got there, but good for her. Go her. Okay, anyway. So she runs to the police and she finds this like man who's driving a semi-truck on like an Anchorage highway, and he like freaked out and was like, "Come with me," and she's like, "No, stranger danger, I just got kidnapped, not gonna get kidnapped again."
Yeah, not gonna do
So
that.
she runs to like this gas station and calls the police, and they like find her. But they really didn't care. Like the police did not really care because she was a sex worker. And back then sex workers were like really taboo. And like they weren't seen as people, they were seen as like animals. Which is like
Seriously?
yeah.
Well, that makes sense. I feel like they work out as like outcasts and stuff.
Sorry. Yeah. So they didn't really care. But, you know, it's okay. Until this man came on and his name was Glenn Floth. And he works with
You got a minute. You got a minute to
Can
wrap
you
it
stop
up.
timing me?
Wrap it up.
He works with the FBI agents. The FBI guy was named John Douglas, and they're like, "We're gonna figure out this killer's profile." So they concluded that he was a very experienced hunter, obviously, because all of the victims were buried and shot execution style, like perfect pinpoint. Pow. And like, yeah. So, and they also concluded that he had an army background because the weapons that he was using were like high-tech, military grade weapons that only people who use them would know how to use. And they thought that he obviously had no self-esteem, which he did, and that he had really bad experiences with women, which like only goes back to like high school. So I don't really know about it. So they like do the whole MO thing and track him down, however, all their policey stuff.
And we're out of time.
And they get a warrant to search his plane and his house and his vehicle. And they're like, oh, let's go look. They find a chart with 37 X's on it. And they're like, oh my gosh, here's a chart with all these X's on it. On your X marks the spot. What do you think it is? And these idiots are like, I don't know. Let's put it to the side. What's wrong with you? I saw that. I'd be like, oh my God.
And then they find him.
No. They also found jewelry belonging to all the victims. And then, like, a wall of firearms. Like, just, like, stacked. Just with guns everywhere.
So how did they find him? How did they find him?
There. Oh, he was at his house.
And they just got him? They found him?
Well, they, like, searched the house, and then they had to, like, find evidence to arrest him. So then they, like, find the evidence
Yeah.
to, like, arrest him or whatever. But, like, that evidence was the jewelry that he had. They still didn't know what to do with this map that they have. Like, it's not Dora the Explorer. Like, it's literally a map that has X on it. Like, obviously, if he was a serial killer, what do you think it is?
That's
Yeah.
where they killed him.
So, it took them, like, 2 weeks to figure out that the X's represented where he had buried each victim. And there's 37 of them. So,
37. So that's 37 confirmed.
no. He only got charged with 17. Because a lot of them, they couldn't, like, prove he did. I don't really know. And then he called it his murder map, and he was, like, really proud of it. Which is, like, disgusting. So then they, like, take him, and he got charged with all 17 murders, along with kidnapping, assault, and insurance fraud. Like, where did that come up? I have no idea.
Probably because of... I don't know, actually. I'd have to fact check you.
But then he entered a plea bargain and admitted to 17 murders and was charged with all 17 of them. And they're like, bro, you ain't getting parole. So he was sentenced to 461 years in prison. And then he died on August 21st, 2014 at age 75 from natural causes. But they're still finding victims to this day. Like, they found a victim in 2011. And they found one in, like, 2019.
Yay, Kendall. How did they find them that late?
I don't know. They just found the bodies in Anchorage. And they're like, Robert Hanson's doing. But, like, imagine how like, that's
Disgusting.
like 1975 to, like, 2017.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of years. Okay, Emma's turn.
Yay!
Now it's time for a commercial break. Yup. Are you tired of your sad and boring lashes? Have you ever heard of Daddy Lash Serum? Well, these results are gonna leave you with the best lashes ever. And yeah, just apply your Daddy Lash Serum and you will see the results instantly. Get yours today.
Now back to our previous
You're talking too slow.
broadcasting.
Oh my gosh.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
And
Okay.
we're back. Mine is definitely not gonna be as long as Kendall's because I don't talk that much.
Okay, I also have, like,
that
a
Kendall talks
weird
a lot.
obsession with serial killers.
Yeah, I don't. So this is not my forte.
You don't
But-
listen to serial killer podcasts on the way to school?
No, but I watched that one Netflix documentary, which I'll get into.
Dahmer?
No, The Confession Killer. Which is what I'm talking about today. So, Henry Lee Lucas is my killer that I used for this project. And he is definitely an interesting kind of guy. He has a whole documentary about him. Obviously, he has to be some sort of.
Yeah.
It's 5 episodes.
Oh my gosh. That's
All
a lot
like,
of...
all like an episode each.
you watch it
An
all?
hour each. Yes.
Actually, I feel like I watched it. I'm gonna look, actually.
No, look at it. I'm serious. Like,
Because
it's
I
called The
would...
Confession Killer.
I just want to know if I've seen it, because, like, I feel like I have.
And he's like he's super unattractive. Not that like any serial
The confession
killer.
tapes?
No, The Confession Killer.
Oh.
This one. Yeah.
Oh, I haven't watched it.
Play the trailer.
He's cute.
He's pleasant, he's non-threatening, and actually, a killing machine. A killing machine.
None of the known serial murderers approaches the record of Henry Lee Lucas.
Henry Lee Lucas has killed 100.
Nope. That's it. Okay.
Killed 100 women.
Okay, so that was actually,
Women.
I'll get into it, but that was actually not confirmed because for confirmed number of killings, he only has 3 on his name. Like, yeah.
So he was a good serial killer.
So, here's the story. So, he was born in 1936, very long time ago. Not very long time ago. I think my grandma was born.
Why are they all so old?
I don't know.
Like the good ones, all the good serial killers are like ancient.
Because, like, they didn't have rules.
Yes, they did.
But, like, their laws were so, like, we couldn't get by with killing somebody because we'd get caught.
We're
Because,
just
like,
so smart.
no, I don't think
We
that's
don't drink. We don't drink the same milk that they do.
Well, I think that we just, like, because we'd get caught by, like, the media and, like, videotaping and the FBI's and your phones. I don't know.
We're just gotta be smart to not take your phone.
Yeah. Born in 1936, anyway. Hometown was Blacksburg, Virginia. He was quite the troubled kid, I would say. Like, definitely, like, people didn't worry about him until he got older. He just was really weird. Like, he was just weird. And, like, people did not like him for it. And
Like
so,
Dahmer weird?
no, let me get into it. So, growing up, his dad was a drunk. He, like, his whole family was a common talk in the town. Like, they just got talked about
They
because
were the Suchans of.
yeah. They were and so they have this huge family. There's like 9 of them all together, and the dad was like not to be found ever because like he kind of
Yeah.
just left.
He went to go get that milk.
Yeah, he went to go get milk and didn't come back. And so their mom had to like take over and really provide for the family. So, of course, the first solution is go into sex work.
Cause like that wasn't like single moms weren't a thing back then.
Yeah.
Like husbands didn't leave their wives like they do now.
Yeah, divorce was
Sounds so bad.
Divorce was not an option.
Husbands don't leave their wives like they do now.
Yeah.
They just walk out. You know.
Now it's just so normal.
Men watch out. We're coming
But-
for you.
Henry was raised in a chaotic household, obviously, because there's 80 million of them. I mean, what else could there be? But the mom was a sex worker. There was an Uncle Bernie that came around. His name was Uncle Bernie, but like he wasn't an
Weekend at
uncle.
Bernie's.
He wasn't an uncle. He was the mom's lover.
Oh.
But they called him Uncle Bernie, which is really weird because that means they're like relatives, but they're not. But it wasn't confirmed that they weren't relatives. So,
But maybe it was like her ex-husband's brother. Hi honey, I'm home.
true. Ugh.
That used to be a thing. People like used to do that.
Yeah, because if you can't have one, if you can't have one of them, have the other one.
Yeah,
But
because like if one of them dies, like that like used to happen. Like one would go to war and like be married, and then he would die, and then the brother would be like,
I'll step
"Marry
in.
me."
But
It's too hard
anyway,
to change their last name. Sorry.
so
Okay.
then the Uncle Bernie was quite abusive. Like he like beat them bad, like all of them. Beat. And the mom just let it happen because she was doing her thing, being a little prostitute or whatever.
Being all prostitute-ish.
And she would dress, so she was like pimping Henry out to her clients because she wanted to broaden her like male and female agenda.
She's like, hey, I have this son. How old is he?
Like 15? No, on this, like what I found, it said that he was like from age 7. He began dressing him like a girl in hopes of pimping him out to both men and women.
Look at my 7-year-old girl.
That's so bad.
This sounds so bad. I'm not even gonna say it.
And that worked. Like that worked. People were like, okay.
That is sick.
And they like actually were,
That is like a different level of.
yeah. And so that's just like one of the things. So he was started to be dressed like a girl. He had to go to school dressed like a girl. So his like classmates all saw him dressed as a girl.
That's
And,
so sad.
He was beat a lot again, like I said. But one time, he has a very crooked eye. Did you see that? Like how
Yeah.
one eye's shut. So one time, him and his brother were playing, and he got something stuck in his eye, and his mom just refused to seek medical help. Like,
She wasn't catering to any doctors at the
no,
time.
no, she had the money, but she was like,
She wasn't
I-
prostituted up in the hospital.
Yeah, she was like, I'd rather spend it on bags.
Bags.
Yeah, she was getting that bread, but she did not want to help out her child.
So he just like had this in his eye forever.
Yeah, and so eventually it had to come out. The eye had to come out, and so that's why he has a glass eye.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway,
What's the story on his teeth?
so his teeth was just neglected. Like he was just
He
like
just didn't brush them.
never got braces. I mean, like he was just like a neglected child because there was
So
9 of
sad.
them. There were so
Was
many
he,
of
like,
them
the
crawling
middle or
around.
the youngest and all this?
Youngest. I think he was the youngest. Yes.
Oh,
And so,
so
Yeah.
sad.
and so then people just saw them as like hicks,
Mhm.
like just a bunch of
A
little,
bunch of hillbillies.
yeah, a bunch of hillbillies just
Mom's
walking around.
prostitute, son has no teeth, glass eye.
The dad, actually, the real dad, has no legs,
Oh.
and so I don't know where he would have walked to, or
How did
or
you get to
whe-
the store?
or wheeled to. I don't know, but anyway, so I just don't know how that worked out because like, where was he gonna go? Where is he gonna go? I don't know.
Maybe he was gonna go to Iowa and
Yeah.
hang out with the Hansons.
I don't know. But so Henry found a girl actually.
Oh.
Henry got some girl and he did not like her that much, and so he ends up killing her. But he said that he was in love with her. But
Men are so fake.
his sidekick that he was killing people with, name is Otis Toole.
Oh.
They were said to be in love.
Otis and
Otis and Henry.
oh, so he's gay?
See, this isn't confirmed
Oh.
though. So I won't.
Then nobody ever asked him.
I guess not. I guess not. But like people were like, man, these are like lovebirds. Like they're just like
Well,
lovebirds.
like that makes sense. Like if well, like not really, but like if you this sounds so bad, but like if you get beat by your mom and your mom's like this prostitute and
But why would you mix love and murder together?
I don't think you did. I think he like murdered all the girls and then slept with the guys.
That's true. He was a women hater. That's why he ended up killing so many women.
Yeah.
And so like he didn't ever kill men. Like I mean, I guess the numbers that he confessed to, he did kill some men. But those weren't true. So,
So did he like act like do you think that he killed more than 3 people?
I feel like he didn't, honestly.
Really?
I think Otis had a lot of the say.
Okay,
Which-
so Otis, so they definitely his name had something to do with the 100, but Otis could have done it.
Yeah, I feel like Otis could have done a few of the killings, but I feel like them together, they only killed 3. But I feel like it was mostly Henry who killed the 3. So honestly, Otis could have been killing if he wanted to. But, so then they were on this killing spree, which wasn't very long. It was like 3 people, like I said. It wasn't any more than 10, I would say. They get caught. And at first, Henry, is like, no, I didn't do it. I didn't do anything. And then he ends up 1 week, he's just in jail. He confesses and says exactly where the body's at. And, because the first one was, her name was, Katie or something. She was this old woman that he used to live with. Yeah,
Oh my god, why would you
Yeah.
kill an elderly?
exactly. Very, very old woman.
What are normal people?
And she got killed, and yeah, that's where it all started.
So how did they get caught?
They got caught with their 3rd murder, which they must have messed up somehow, and so the police went by their house because they suspected them because they're crazy.
Obviously.
And so they searched their house, they went through everything, and actually, let me backtrack just a little bit. Henry has actually been to jail before.
Oh.
So this isn't his first rodeo. His first time was for an attempted kidnapping of a young 17-year-old girl. Or 10 to 17. She was a young
She
girl.
could have been 13, she
Yeah.
could have been 19, we don't know.
She could have been in between, anywhere in between.
Could have been 40.
And so that's where it really started. And then they got caught, then they went to jail, Otis never confessed to anything until Henry did, which was kind of weird. And so then
That is.
Henry was like, you know what? I'm being treated like crap in here, so I need to get my name up in the ranks, so where people treat me like a king.
Like
So
in jail?
yeah. So he's like confessing. He's like, oh, you heard about that murder? I did that. Oh, you heard about this murder? I did
So
that.
that's where the 100 came from.
Yes. So he would just continuously confess to these murders that he didn't commit. He did not commit them. And he would just confess. And then when they finally figured out, like, I don't think this guy did all this. And then they did some research, they did background. Like, they even told the people, like, who killed their people that died or whatever. He just was like, yeah, I'm the killer. And he didn't care. And he would, like, be descriptive of how he killed
Like you
those
make it
people.
up.
Yeah.
That's honestly like worse than killing them.
Yeah. Like, completely making up a story and telling them that, hey, I killed him. I swear I killed him.
I literally think that that's worse.
And, like, the math wasn't adding up because he was in, like...
The math wasn't mathing.
Yeah. He was in Virginia one day, then the next day, Texas, then New York, then Kansas, then... Like, he was just everywhere.
And they're like, how are you finding these people?
Yeah.
Like, you just drive in, first house has the light on, let's go!
And how'd you get away with it so quickly? Like, just back.
How did you not do your research?
Yeah, exactly. And so, they finally figured out, like, hey, this guy's a hoax. Like, this guy is lying to us. And so, they were like, no, you're a liar. And he ends up just dying of old age. I'm pretty sure. Let me fact check that, actually.
So, if you were in this situation and, like, let's say I got murdered.
Okay.
Your bestest friend in the entire world gets murdered, okay? And you're, like,
Okay.
heartbroken about me dead.
Yeah.
And someone told you that this guy killed me. And then, like, 10 years later, like, actually, never mind, he didn't. What would you do? Like, would you be mad about it? Or would you be like,
I'd be even more upset. Because I'd be like, then who did it?
yeah.
Because they, like, finally found out and they, like, put all the pieces together. And then they were like, actually, psych.
And, like, the person who, like, actually killed them is probably like, dang, I got away with it.
Yeah.
Like,
So many murders got away with it.
because of him.
Yeah.
And probably continued murdering.
Yeah. Exactly. So, it says here that he complained of chest pain and eventually died of a heart attack.
At how old?
March 12, 2001. I think he died when he was like, how old?
He was an old elderly man. If one of my residents confessed to me that they were a murderer,
64 years old.
that's not even old.
We're almost out of time. But yeah, so he died. But I really do think that
Oh my gosh.
everyone should watch this documentary
That's
because it's really. This is him old.
He's kind of cute.
He is not cute.
Not like cute in that way, but like,
Like
cute in
elderly
like an
cute.
old way.
Bye, guys. That's all I had to say. Thank you.
Do you ever wish that you could get rid of a Kendall Grady? Do you feel like she's ever suffocating you a little too much? From the creators of Emma Gillette Chan, here is the Kindle remote. You can stop her. You can stop her talking. And you can just put her to sleep. Get yours today at WWE Emma Gillette Chan.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys, for watching.